talking about parents and what parents want, and what parents like need for their child, what I would say is I would be like, yo, you can use sports to become great at life. And you do that by striving to reach the highest levels. But from the looks of it, what I think that most parents are trying to do is this. They kind of set their kids up for disaster in terms of sports, something that they would never do for school. They allow their kid to basically get off their back by saying, here's a sport, go at it. And they'll take them to like a Denver Nuggets game, and they'll get the kids super inspired. And they'll say, Mom, what do I do? Dad, what do I do? I want to become Jamal Murray or Jokic. And they'll say, hey, we'll put you on a team, boy. Yeah. And then it's up to you. Figure it out. All right? And they'll be like, is this team enough? It is if you figure it out. And they want the kid to figure it out. And what they do to the kid is they don't want to push them that hard, because I think most parents know the amount of work that Jamal Murray put in, but they're not going to tell their kid. They're going to just be like, hey, you got to work hard. Just know that. And they kind of want the kid to fail, because the kid's going to fail anyway in their eyes. So we might as well make it as easy for them to fail as possible. It's like when your parents buy you a goldfish so you can learn about death. And I believe that the parents want you to learn that no work equals no gain. So when you come home crying, they're like, I told you to work harder. You didn't, right? So now let's work harder for the science thing, huh? And I think that that's their game plan. And because, if they go the other route and they say, yeah, work real hard, and they tell you to do this, and all of a sudden you put that work into basketball, because of the height stuff and everything else, they end up looking stupid because your hard work won't really pay off, because you only had a 1% chance of making it. They don't really like that lesson. They don't want the lesson that you have to learn that sometimes you can work your butt off and not achieve your goals. That's not a good lesson for parents to teach their kids. They want the lesson where if you don't work, you won't achieve your goals. And that's a much more easy lesson to learn from sports. So that's what I think that parents are doing. They're playing the odds of it. Whether they're subconsciously doing it or not, I don't know. Because again, parents, they have their boundaries. All right? Parents will allow you to step outside of these boundaries. If you're like, hey, can I stay awake for 5 extra minutes? They'll be like, sure. But if you're like, can I stay awake for 3 extra hours? They're like, no. So every parent has their limits, right? And most parents, they don't want to fight this fight. If you say that you want to make the NBA, sure, they might see that as you wanted to become a doctor, or they might see that as you wanted to live your life. And they want to support you. But the moment that you say that you start doing things that go against those things, they have their boundaries, but they want to pick their fights. So let's say that you wanted to not do homework. Your parents won't let you win that fight. Even if you're like, but I don't want to do the homework. I don't want to. They know that the hazards are too big for that one. That the consequences are too big. Or if you're like, I want to jump off this building, they're going to say, no, we're not going to let you do that. Sorry. But if you're like, I don't want to do basketball this week or this month, or I don't want to go that hard, and no matter how much you want to make the NBA, they're not going to fight you on that one. They're going to be like, let him learn. Let him learn. Right? They might kind of poke at you a little bit, but they're going to let you fail. Right? Because they have to save your life when you want to jump off the building. They have to save your health when you want to eat ice cream for breakfast. But they don't want to keep adding to that list of stuff that they force you to do, or else you're going to stop listening to them, or you're going to get annoying. So they're going to let you fail. So realize that, and realize what the parents are doing. You know that you have your parents' support, but a lot of them, they're kind of supporting you in a very backwards way. So heads up, maybe speak to them about that and say, hey, can I take this as seriously as I take my chores, or as seriously as I take my homework? Would you mind that? Would you mind putting that in the same category? All right, and I think that many parents would be very impressed by that, and they would allow you to do that.